Good evening and welcome back to the Mindful Model Makers Workshop. Now, as you know, I've been starting to make these micro models. I'm working on the chassis at the moment. I've done the main bit. I've now just cut the wheels out either side. Now, that is not an easy job. I've got very fine scissors which I use, and I use a very fine scalpel, and I kind of use a combination of the two to cut it out. So I kind of cut round the bits that I can cut round and then leave bits and then snip that out very gently with the scalpel. Using a scalpel is extremely sharp. I'll show you the type of one that I have, which is this. It's a number 3 handle and a very pointed blade, so you can really get into the corners and try and make the cut in one go. Then what I do when it's done, I use a felt pen on the actual bits of the wheels, and I do it from this side, not that side, because if the pen slips it'll go over the wheels, and I'm not really able to paint the green in. There is a cylinder cover to go on that end, and I think there's some other little bits of details to go in. So the white bits are basically the brake blocks, and you could put wire if you were that good, cut little bits of fuse wire and put on as the connecting rod. So this is what you can do. Here I've actually painted now the buffer beam. I've got the shape more or less right. There is another piece to go on, but what I tend to do is get it so far, let it dry completely, then push in the next bit, and so on. It's not perfect, I know it's not, but it's not easy. It's my first attempt at this, and even if I have to buy another kit in order to get it right, I will. But you just need the practice, and the only way to do it is just start it. Like I say, if you've got a printer, you could just print it if you wanted to and make the one that you print and keep the original until you're ready to do it. But so far it's fair. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's fair. So yeah, I'm just going to get on now. You might think, cracky, he hasn't done a lot. No, I haven't. I didn't do anything on over the weekend because I was away, but now I'm back. But I have spent probably hour and a half, hour and 3/4 just cutting those two bits out, gluing them on, and then painting. Because by painting it, it strengthens the card up a bit more, and then I can iron out any little bits and pieces that there are on it. So far, I think we're okay. I've painted the buffer beam. Some of it needs squaring a little bit, but I just gently do that as we go. I might cut the boiler out tomorrow. That should be a laugh, I think. But anyway, we'll have a go at that and see how we can roll that. But this is it. So buy yourself a kit, or perhaps buy yourself 2 kits if you haven't got a printer, and just start. You know, because if you don't, if you're just going to sit there looking at it, it'll never get done. And I think, really, this is why there are so many of these kits, because these are all original. And the reason there are so many is because I think people brought them thinking, yeah, I'd love to make that, but never get round to it because you just keep looking at it. I mean, I've looked at these for years, never made one. Looked at it and thought, oh, I don't know. But it's coming. It looks fair. That looks like a chassis of a steam loco. So yeah, I don't think it's too bad. We'll see when I get the next bits, but you can hide little bits and pieces up, so it doesn't have to be perfect. And I think once it is all painted and it's varnished and all the rest of it, and it looks like a Lone Star type vehicle, loco, then yeah, I think it'll take on a different thing. And of course, I've got the station buildings. I've got a couple more coming as well. If they come tomorrow, I'll make a video and show you. The scissors I use are these. They're very fine pointed. I think they're more like for needlework type thing, for cutting very fine threads. But you can get in very tight with these. So I go round so far, kind of end up with like Fruipney bit shaped wheels. People remember what a Fruipney bit looks like, which is lots of flats, or like a 50p piece in modern day terminology, I suppose, really. But then you can just get your scalpel and just trim off the little flat bits, and by just taking your time, it says on there, the more you put into the model, the more you will get back, and it is true with these. So yeah, that's where we are. So I've made the top chassis. I've now put the wheels on to the side frames. Then there is a bit to cut out, which is on this piece here, which is these bits at the top with the steps. So of course they will go on there as well. So we got all that to do. Well, these are the cylinders covers here, so they've got to be done. The buffers is telling you to make the actual bit that projects out of wood. So I would imagine perhaps a matchstick or something, and just keep whittling it down, make it round, right length, chop it, stick it on. And then you've got the little white bits there on here, those little bits there, which are the actual buffer plates that go on the end. So it's all those little fiddly bits, and there's all the crank bits there that you've got to do as well. I think these are axle boxes, and there's some connecting rods there, so you can cut those out and glue them over the top, which starts to add a little bit of three-dimensional to it. But anyway, that's where we are on the chassis. I'm mildly pleased with it. I'm not over the moon, because there are faults, but it's better than I thought it was going to come out. So my advice, get one and give it a go. Best place is eBay. There are lots and lots and lots on there. They vary in price, depending on the rarity, because there are some that I think are reasonably rare. But in general, I think most people bought them and never made them, and that's why there's so many in circulation. That's my theory anyway. I don't have proof that that's the thing. So anyway, I'll probably make another video tomorrow night with whatever next bit. I want to get a little bit of the superstructure done above, so that you can start to see that it is a bit of a loco, and perhaps leave some of the fiddly side bits alone until that I've done the top bit, and then I can go back and add the small bits after. But anyway, there we are. That's where we are, up to date today, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like, please subscribe, then you'll get the whole series of building this. And of course all the other videos that are on there as well. There's about, I don't know, 370 odd on there now, all different things, mainly railway related, some boats, various bits and pieces, but hopefully there's something there to grab your interest. So if you like, give it a like. If not, or if you've got a comment, if you don't like it, or you think I'm doing something wrong, then I don't mind the comments. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye now.